Hello rose lovers and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I want to share with you my experience related to a very important task for your rose garden that you can do now in the winter when the weather is not so great to be outside, and this is to prepare your secateurs or your pruning shears for the next season. By preparing them I mean either go and buy new ones to have them ready to use, or if you already have some, show them some love and attention and sharpen them or send them to a professional to be sharpened. In my case, my secateurs are not an expensive, well-known brand and it's not worth it to send them to a professional to be sharpened. So I decided to give it a go and try to sharpen them myself in order to buy me at least one more season out of them. It is a pleasure to work with well-maintained tools that perform their best and help you keep the plants healthy and looking good. Before proceeding, I want to say that I'm not a professional by any means, and this video is for entertainment purpose mainly. If you happen to learn something, then it's a win-win situation. I was thinking a lot whether to post this video or not, even since I was filming it. I have made a few mistakes along the way, and I will point them out so you can learn something out of them. This is what we are working with today. I will admit they look awful. They are dirty from the sap of the plant and also because I use bleach to sterilize them when cutting between different roses. The bleach seems to be a good choice at the time because I had it on hand and it was disinfecting my secateurs. The problem with bleach is that will corrode and blunt them, and I read that it's toxic if we'll get to the plants in the garden. So to start, I give them a wipe down with some antibacterial all-purpose solution. Then I took them apart and I soaked them in vinegar for 3 days. I was checking on them every day and I saw more and more rust coming off. I used 2 types of vinegar because that's why I had at home, but if you use white vinegar should be okay. First day I kept them out on my shed and it was so cold outside that they were frozen and nothing happened. The liquid was as clean as it was when I poured it, so I decided to bring them inside. This is the first tip: keep them at room temperature or above freezing point in order for the vinegar to work, and keep them long enough because what you see here, it's after 3 days of soaking. Another tip is to also add some salt because it will heighten the acidity of the vinegar. For this one that you see here, I didn't have any vinegar left at home, so I just give it a good scrub over the sink with some soapy water. For the actual sharpening, I used a sharpening stone and then a sharpening diamond, especially for secateurs. I use some grease between the blades before putting them together. This will help to repel any water or humidity and will prevent rust. Here are the ones that I soaked in vinegar. I had a gardening knife and I decided to put it in vinegar as well. I'm not sure if it was okay to do that as it had a very thick black coat. I start cleaning it with a rag and then with some sandpaper. After that I proceed with the sharpening. Here are the oldest pruners in my collection. They look so bad that you might be thinking that it's not worth saving them. I wanted to bin them a few times, but believe it or not, they are my favorite and I always see myself reaching for them. I found them on my allotment and I absolutely love how well it sharpens and how small and light they are, perfect for my hands. One mistake that I did here, or maybe it's not a mistake, it's just the way things work. I soaked the spring as well in the vinegar, and when I tried to clean it, it split in two, but they are replaceable anyway, so I will try to get a new spring for this one if I want to use it. But I went ahead and I sharpened them with the sharpening stone and then with the diamond. I applied some grease and then I assembled them together. Here you can see when I want to put the spring, it breaks. Here I was working on my red pruners. They look like Felco, but they are not. I bought them 5 years ago from Wilko. In this case, I think I have made another mistake because I soaked the blade for too long in that vinegar. It had developed a thick layer of something black that I need to wipe down before doing anything. Also, this part, the nut that goes over the screw that holds everything together, was completely corroded and it cannot be used anymore. I can break it apart with my fingers. Definitely I soak it for too long, but after that my advice is to make sure that all the parts are okay to be submerged in vinegar. It's amazing how strong this vinegar can be and what can do. I'm happy that I was able to find a replacement at home that I was able to use. Like with the others, I sharpened them with the stone and then with the diamond. Before assembling them, I put some grease between the two parts and the screw. I also sprayed this one with WD-40 for extra protection. The last ones, I didn't soak them in vinegar. They don't look too bad in terms of rust. I guess I managed to keep them away from the bleach, and I just give them a good scrub over the sink and I sharpen them with a diamond without taking them apart. This is how they look now. It feels good to be prepared for the pruning season, having the tools clean, sharpened and ready to go. Now the proof is in the pudding, so let's go ahead and test them. I think they are way better now than they were when I started, and it's definitely worth doing this process. If you don't want to take them apart, you can give them a good scrub and oil them with WD-40. They are not perfect and there is space for improvement, but they work. What I have learned after doing this is the following. First, don't soak them for too long. 3 days is way too long of a process. Second, check if all the parts can be put in vinegar. Some of them may corrode and cannot be used anymore. Third, don't use bleach, as this will make them to rust and will create more work on the long run. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and was interesting for you to watch it. See you next time. Bye!